Hey guys, welcome to the Tony Robbins Conference. My name is not Tony Robbins. In all seriousness, welcome to the 2019 State of the City Address. My name is Chris Payne. I've had a very, very lucky career in radio for 28 years between the biggest little city and the capital city over the hill in Sacramento, California. And now, you can hear me at Greater Nevada Field, emceeing Reno Aces games, as well as being the voice of Reno 1868 FC. Excuse me? Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, thank you for the reminder. President of Operations at Greater Nevada Field, Eric Edelstein, just shot me a message over here. He wanted me to remind you that there is a friendly this Saturday at Greater Nevada Field against the San Jose Earthquakes. And then on Saturday, March 9th, Reno 1868 gets the season underway. And then on Tuesday, April 9th, Reno Aces take the field at Greater Nevada Field as well. So come on, guys, let's get loud for your local teams. This is an incredible engagement this evening. We're very happy to be here, and it's great to see so many friends and families alike enjoying everything athletic and sports in the Truckee Meadows. Also, we want to say thanks to everybody for being such great sports and braving the element. A little chilly outside, a little brisk, maybe slippery in spots, but you know what? We all made it safe, and we're here to have a great time. So tonight, we have a recap and a look ahead at what's in store for the city of Reno in 2019. We want this to be an absolutely blast for you, so we want to make sure that you guys get loud, clap, cheer, do the wave if you want, whatever. We want you to be engaged, get involved. Let's all do this together tonight. Come on, you guys, let's go. No better time than right now to get this party started. Let's please welcome the Reno-Sparks Convention and Visitors Authority President and CEO, Phil W.B. Delone.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Reno's State of the City Address. It's so nice to have you all here at our convention center. Tonight, we celebrate Northern Nevada's long, vibrant history with sports, athletics, and the sporting lifestyle. Since Nevada achieved statehood in 1864, Reno Tahoe and the region has been synonymous with athletics and sports. As early as 1897, for you history buffs, the famous heavyweight boxing championship held here between Bob Fitzsimmons and gentleman Jim Corbett resulted in putting Northern Nevada on the national landscape. Having been selected in 1956 by the International Olympic Committee, our region hosted the 8th Olympic Winter Games in 1960 at nearby Squaw Valley, just a few miles from where we all sit here tonight. Why was this important? This created for millions of viewers, millions, a global awareness of Reno Tahoe when, for the very first time, the Winter Games aired on CBS television. Today, the sporting life is ingrained in the culture of Northern Nevada and offers residents like us and the many professional athletes who live here too, arguably the finest outdoor recreation found anywhere in North America. Yeah, I'll give that a shout out, huh? Professional athletes such as cycling's Cameron Zink and two-time Olympic gold medalist skier David Weiss call Reno home, as do a number of others. But both of these men and other local athletes have helped the RSCVA secure future national sporting events for Reno Tahoe. Sports and athletics is big business here today. Just take volleyball. As an example, volleyball can bring us as many as 40,000 room nights per year. This represents annually as much as $20 million in local economic impact for our community. Since its inception in 1995, the city's National Bowling Stadium has produced nearly 2 million room nights and over $1.5 billion with a B, $1 billion in economic impact. The sport of bowling is a tremendous tourism resource to our destination. With us tonight are two very special guests, United States Bowling Congress Executive Director Chad Murphy and Greg Moore, Senior Director of Tournament Programming. Gentlemen, please stand and be recognized. Thanks to you and the fine board of directors at USBC, and thank you for all you've done for our community over the years. Let's look at the Livestock Event Center. You may not know this, but it was established in 1886 by a state of Nevada land grant. Your equestrian center this year celebrates its 133-year birthday. In June, the Reno Rodeo will enjoy its 100th anniversary. Yeah, the Reno Rodeo. That event was just started after World War I in 1919. Overall, equestrian sporting events bring over $10 to $20 million in economic impact in any typical year. The United States Olympic Committee considers this region of Reno Tahoe a key destination in hosting its domestic and international tournaments. From taekwondo to fencing, from boxing to track and field, and every sport in between, they all compete here in Reno Tahoe. Combined, the business of sports can easily bring us 140,000 room nights to town annually, representing well over $90 million in economic impact. Sports is a great driver for tourism in northern Nevada, no doubt about it. Add to all these numbers the business tied to baseball's Reno Aces, they're here this evening, Football Club 1868, they were out front, and University of Nevada Athletics, go Wolfpack! And you can easily grasp how important and how valuable the sports market is to our community here. Thank you again for attending tonight. It's now my distinct pleasure to welcome Reno City Manager Sabra Newby.
Thanks, Phil. Good evening and welcome. I'm Reno City Manager Sabra Newby, and I'd like to thank you all for being here. Tonight's theme is Changing the Game, and we're certainly seeing transformations in the biggest little city. Just last year, Reno was ranked the 6th best small city in the country, thanks to our year-round recreation and emerging tech industry. By welcoming businesses like Apple, Tesla, and Google, creating dynamic, collaborative efforts like the Downtown Reno Partnership, and working with residents on neighborhood improvement projects, we are all changing the game and the future of Reno. Tonight is an illustration of a number of successful partnerships, and I'd like to take a moment to thank those partners. Thank you to RSCVA and SMG for hosting tonight's event. Thank you. Yes, let's thank them. Thank you to all of the participants in tonight's Community Engagement Fair and Sports Expo, and everyone who worked so hard organizing tonight's event. And my sincere thanks to you, the residents, volunteers, business owners, community leaders, and city employees who continue to change the game in our city every day. Now, I'd like to hand it back to tonight's MC, Chris Payne, as we welcome our 2019 Reno City Council.
Thank you very much, Sabra. Fans, friends, family, and everybody else in attendance tonight, it's time that we get loud in here. You guys ready to get loud with me? Unacceptable. Are you ready to get loud tonight? Come on, let's go. It's time, my friends. Definitely time. Let's get to it. How about the starting lineups for your 2019 Reno City Council? Out of Ward 1, representing the Old Southwest and Collin Ranch, Jenny Breckus. Out of Ward 2, the Vice Mayor with no vices. You wanted a doer, you got a doer, Naomi Doer. Out of Ward 3, standing 6'3", the dad with twins who only has one love for the biggest little city, my man, Oscar Delgado. Out of Ward 4, the Rookie of the Year already making an impact, and the bona fide blue chipper. Make some noise for Bonnie Weber. And out of Ward 5, the captain of the Downtown Partnership, Neoma Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's party wouldn't be complete if we didn't have the face of the franchise, everyone's first round pick, the point guard who stands 10 feet tall no matter what. Make some noise for the back-to-back mayor-elect, Hillary Schieve. But wait, my friends, we're not done yet. We happen to have the general manager of the state of Nevada right here inside of the Reno-Sparks Convention Center. Please welcome the governor of Nevada, Steve Sisolak. Yeah. Hillary, you're up. Yes. No, good.
Good evening, Reno. Thought I was following Michael Buffer the way he was announcing your city council here. I had an opportunity to stay home and watch the State of the Union, or come here and watch Hillary in the city council at the State of City, and it was a slam dunk choice. Let me tell you something. Was interesting. You were Sabra, who was a really great friend of mine who used to work with me at Clark County, made mention that you're the 6th best small city in the country, home to the 6th best basketball team in the country, Wolfpack. I'm excited to be here and celebrate the successes of the city of Reno, and it's a real honor that you've invited me and the city council has welcomed me. When I was elected, I pledged to be a governor for all of Nevada, to let those who haven't shared in the successes that we've achieved in Nevada to have a place at the table, so that everybody sitting at every dinner table can join in the success that we've achieved. Every school child, regardless of what school that they go to, every senior citizen, we will do our part to make sure that Reno's families continue on their road to prosperity, and I am committed to be a good partner with the city of Reno and your incredible city council. Serving as your governor is the honor of my lifetime. We were charged with several priorities when we came up here, being education, healthcare, and jobs. We're committed to continuing that, and it is such an incredible opportunity to be partners with the city and with this incredible city council that you've got here before me and the mayor. And with that, I want to say thank you very much for inviting me. But you've got a great team here, but this quarterback you've got right behind me, Hillary Schieve. I tell you what, I've met a lot of mayors, and none of them measure up to this young woman right here. Nobody does. What Hillary has done and the city council has done to continue the successes that you've achieved in Reno are exemplary. And I can tell you other cities around the state and around the country are following your footsteps. So with that, thank you for having me. I look forward to the festivities tonight. God bless you all and have a great evening. So thank you all.
Before we get started tonight, I would like to begin with a moment of silence for some outstanding citizens. Oh, there we go. Okay. I would like to begin with a moment of silence for some outstanding citizens who so tragically we lost this year, starting with Dennis Romeo, Jerry and Sherry David, Dolores Feemster, Matt Jensen, Jim Frommer, Gordon Horsley, Mel Shields, and Ronald Thorey. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask those who are able to please rise and remove your caps for the presentation of colors by the City of Reno Honor Guard. Now to honor America, performing our national anthem, local Reno performance artists, Shanti Shanti.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the proud.
Thank you to the City of Reno Honor Guard and Shanti Shanti. It's my honor to introduce you to our first guest this evening, Jenny Breckus, who was elected to the Reno City Council in 2012 and represents Ward 1 for the City of Reno. Ward 1 encompasses West and Old Southwest, Collin Ranch, portions of Midtown and Downtown, the Skyline area, Dickerson Road, and the area within the Northwest Man Loop. In her role as liaison to the Financial Advisory Board, she is focused on the city's fiscal affairs. With a background in city planning, she brings expertise on the built environment to the City Council. She championed the creation of the 2017 Master Plan. Councilmember Breckus is also focused on all aspects of growth and development and the infrastructure necessary to support a high quality of life in our neighborhoods, both existing and future. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Councilmember Jenny Breckus.
Greetings, everyone. Well, we're still in the first week of February. Let me wish all of you best for this year as it unfolds. A thank you is also in order to our staff who put together this event, and to you, the audience, for coming out tonight and demonstrating your interest in our city affairs. In 1945, Walter Van Tilburg Clark published his book, The City of Trembling Leaves. And in it, he describes early 20th century Reno as a bustling small town on the edge of a mountain range with fantastic scenery all around. This theme resonated in 2017 when we prepared our new city master plan to guide our future for the next 20 years. In preparing the vision for what we wanted our community to become, we heard resoundingly that Reno is a base for outdoor recreation. No public service is more essential for this enjoyment than a parks and open space system. I've had the pleasure over the past 6 years of being the City Council liaison to the Parks and Rec Commission. And in those years, there have been challenges to advancing our goals. Our park system is a 115-year legacy that we've inherited, but the city's fiscal condition in the aftermath of the Great Recession has us stretched in maintaining the system and in expanding it for a growing population. With public safety personnel in both the police and the fire departments at levels less than they were a decade, it has been difficult for the council to eke out resources for the park system. There's a lot to be excited about in Reno these days as our economy diversifies and expands, but that does not translate to the city's fiscal condition. There's little that this council can do to improve our situation because it's the result of state policy, but we must explore the most efficient utilization of regional revenues, leaving no sacred cows off the table. Today we are calling attention to sports in our community and to individual contributors. I would like to recognize Reno Fly Shop owner Jim Litchfield for his dedication to one of Reno's best recreational offerings, the Truckee River. Well, I've not painted There's Jim over there. While I've not painted a rosy picture of city finances, the positive outlook for our community resides in the passion that Reno residents, both longtime and new arrivals, have for our community. Jim Litchfield exemplifies this passion. Like many, he arrived in Reno from Las Vegas as a UNR undergraduate. Trained as a hydrologist, Jim's earliest career was in the management of surface waters. But this technical background soon evolved into a focus on the recreational benefits of water. Jim was an architect of the downtown Truckee River Park and the founder of the Reno River Festival. In a bold entrepreneurial leap during the dark days of the Great Recession, Jim opened the Reno Fly Shop in a boarded-up business building just up from Wingfield Park. Now, today, that business is surrounded by other thriving small businesses. Jim's faith that Reno would rebound is inspirational to me. In today's transforming cities, small independent commercial businesses like his are critical to urban renaissance, and appreciation is owed to individuals like Jim who take personal investment risks. Jim, will you stand up again? While we are calling attention to standout individuals today, I believe the measurement of how we are doing as a city is not how many high-performance athletes we produce or even the number of outdoor recreational businesses that we support. We must strive to provide the opportunity for every citizen to build recreational opportunities into their daily lives. This involves safe, walkable neighborhoods, a robust park system, and access to open space and to recreational programming. Simply put, people need this for their mental and physical well-being. Our Reno Master Plan has a template for us to grow responsibly so that we can achieve this while accommodating new growth with the housing units that are most affordable to our projected populations. It will not be easy to accomplish all of this given our fiscal condition. Sometimes decisions among suboptimal alternatives must be made. I am hopeful that the mayor, my council colleagues, and city manager Newby can do well in this upcoming year. And I ask you to keep us in your thoughts as we address the issues of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Jenny Breckus. Ladies and gentlemen, when posting about tonight's event on social media, please feel free to use the hashtag SOTCReno. That way we can all be engaged in the same conversation. Naomi Dewar is our next guest. She was recently re-elected to serve a second term on the Reno City Council for Ward 2. She was also your vice mayor for 2019. Ward 2 is a vast part of our city, from Moana Nursery to Virginia Lake to Damani Ranch. Vice Mayor Dewar first came to Reno when she was 19 years old to visit her father, who had moved here after a brief visit. Like him and many visitors to the biggest little city, she fell in love with the area and calls it home. In her first term as city council member, Naomi used her experience as a successful business owner and dedicated public servant, along with her get things done attitude, to build on the strengths of our community. She promotes smart growth and careful management of our precious natural resources. Vice Mayor Dewar currently serves as the chair of Washoe County Debt Management Commission and the Animal Advisory Board, and is liaison to the Reno Arts and Culture Commission, Art Town, Urban Forestry. She also serves on the Truckee River Flood Management Authority and much more. In her free time, Naomi loves spending her time with her husband Herb and her two dogs, Macy and Daisy. She is also quite the amateur photographer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Vice Mayor Naomi Dewar.
Thank you. Well, welcome again tonight. It is fantastic to see this room full. I'm going to be talking a little bit about cycling in our community. Cycling for fun, transportation, and sport is becoming big in Reno. My own love of bikes and the freedom they bring began at a very young age. I was, you may not believe it, a tomboy. I played all kinds of sports like baseball and football, and I climbed trees, and I built tree forts with my brothers, my three brothers. And when I was 9 years old, I started my very first business, teaching kids to ride their bikes. While my brothers and I were riding from an early age, many kids seemed to be lagging. Owning my own business, starting me off as a serial entrepreneur, taught me patience, kindness, tolerance, and increased my love of biking, all of which are Reno attributes. I'm so thankful to be able to serve as a second term as a councilwoman and vice mayor for 2019. My husband and I are geologists. And when I'm not serving as a councilwoman, you can find me out in the field with him running our small business exploring for minerals in Nevada and nearby states. As a scientist, I advocate for the STEAM curriculum. STEAM, for those who don't know, stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. All are essential skills for kids growing up in today's world. I also advocate for adults to better understand science and the effects of what we do on our local environment. Reno is one of the fastest warming places in America. That's why we began Relief Reno, a new program to double the number of trees in Reno. These trees will provide cleaner air and cooling shade in our quickly warming city, and a host of other benefits for generations to come. We encourage everyone to get out there and plant a tree. Just last year, the City of Reno teamed with the Reno Centennial Sunset Rotary Club, the LDS Stakes, and other service groups to plant over 100 larger trees. You may have seen the booth for urban forestry outside. Let's hear it all for our volunteers. Ward 2 is a very diverse and dynamic part of the city. It's a haven for retirees, for young families, and many who love to bike. Just this year, your Reno City Council renewed the pilot franchise with Lime Bike, which is now known as Just Lime, extending service for an additional year. How many of you have taken a spin on one of those neon green bikes that you've seen across town? I have. If not, you need to try one. I'm proud that we've become the type of progressive city where you can jump on a bike and enjoy some of our best attractions. So on a sunny morning in Ward 2, I'd recommend you head over to Virginia Lake and enjoy the now clean water, a newly refurbished walking path that goes all around the lake. Check out the beautiful dragonfly sculpture created by artist Peter Hazel as well. You can continue biking to Huffaker Park, which was the site of their first neighborhood cleanup in over 30 years this last year. And then to the ever-expanding South Reno, where you'll certainly spot a wild horse or two. The city has taken important steps to protect residents and horses as well, with reduced road speeds and increased fencing. I even put up some of that fencing. To make biking safer, we are even working on a bikeway called a two-way cyclotron, or cycleway, on Center Street from Midtown to the university. It's going to take some getting used to, going two ways on a one-way street. While you're in South Reno, I encourage you to check out the amazing bike lane along the Southeast Connector. Last September, I was honored to help dedicate this bikeway to the legacy of an inspiring young woman and cyclist, Erica Greif. Erica, a UNR grad and a Reno-based competitive cyclist, was tragically killed in a car crash in 2015 on her way to a cycling competition. Her legacy lives on through our town and through her family, including her younger brother, David, who said of Erica, "She made me set my goals really high. There's no limit. She just proved that to me over and over again." With us tonight are Erica's mom, Trish, her grandmother, Ellen, and Richard Paul, organizer of the Reno Wheelman Cycling and local bike shop owner. I would ask them to please stand over here. Please join me in recognizing the life of Erica. Here we have Trish. Thank you so much. Any recognition of cycling would be incomplete if I did not also recognize the Reno Kiwanis and their owners and their coordinators for the last 20 years, Roger and Ellen Jacobson. Roger and Ellen, would you please stand? Right up front here. They have provided bikes, taught biking to kids throughout our community, and if you've ever been out there in Burning Man time, they provide, it seems like 50,000 of the 70,000 bikes out on the playa. As I look forward to the coming year, I'm invigorated and reminded to focus on the things that are important to both you and our community. Public safety, including street safety, sustainability, arts and culture, and of course, affordable housing. Charles Schulz, the creator of the Peanuts comic strip, once said, "Life is like a 10-speed bicycle. Most of us have gears we never use." I challenge you to think about the gears you are not using right now. Is there something more you can be doing to help our community, perhaps feeding the homeless? Your neighborhood, perhaps working on planting trees, a park. I ask you to join me, the rest of our council and our staff, in working to help Reno become an even better place to live, work, and play. Together, we can get great things done for our community. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Keep the noise going, please, for Vice Mayor Naomi Dewar. Our next guest this evening is a native Nevadan, Oscar Delgado. He was elected to office to represent Ward 3 in 2012. Ward 3 extends over northeast, central, and southeast Reno. This ward includes neighborhoods east of the University of Nevada, Reno, Wells Avenue, Mira Loma, and stretches south to parts of DeMonte Ranch. As a member of the Reno City Council, Oscar brings his broad base of work experience and education. His knowledge within the construction industry, healthcare arena, understanding of economic and community development and practice within the social service and community outreach sectors contribute to the overall effectiveness of the city. Councilmember Delgado is passionate about finding solutions to our city and region by working directly and creatively with our neighborhoods, nonprofit organizations, education leaders, businesses, and our youth. Oscar sits on the Regional Transportation Commission, the District Board of Health, the Community Homelessness Advisory Board, and more. When Oscar isn't working hard for the biggest little city, he enjoys cooking with his wife, Sarita, who is also here tonight, playing with his twins, Samya and Dario, spending time with his family and friends, volunteering for a nonprofit, and exploring the beautiful landscapes of northern Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a hometown welcome to Councilman Member Oscar Delgado.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being out here tonight. It's so great to see so many family, friends, and community members. It means so much to me to know that you guys have such a stake and interest in our community. You know, Colin Powell once said, "A dream does not become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work." If there's someone in our community who understands the sacrifice required in achieving a dream, it's Ricardo Luceo. Ricardo was raised in Ward 3. He went to Libby Booth, Vaughn, and Worcester. And now he is a shining star in the professional boxing world. Ricardo is also a Nevada business student here at UNR and an aspiring future business owner. His goal is to open a gym to help mentor younger generations, as he was once mentored. Most importantly, he is challenging the norms, raising awareness, and giving a face to dreamers. Ricardo is a DACA recipient. While he may box in the ring, While he may be boxing in the ring, he is also fighting to show that dreamers play an important part in our country, and especially here in our community. As he stated, "I dream and hope that my character and my work ethic will speak for itself. Not my circumstances. I am a Nevadan, and I will make Nevada proud." Thank you, Ricardo, for being here tonight. Just like Ricardo, who would like to one day give back, we are fortunate to have invaluable community partners who are always willing to step up in time of needs. Last year, after the unspeakable vandalism that occurred, Trainer Pool reopened to an enthusiastic crowd. And I am incredibly thankful to all the community partners who generously donated more than $875,000 to make sure that Trainer Pool opened as quickly as possible. Thank you to all those donors. Creating healthy communities across our city is one of my top priorities in the coming years. I will look to regional partners to integrate public health into public policy, ensuring our decisions are not based on emotion, but are data and community driven. I am proud of the work that continues to be done through the Neighborhood Renewal Program, which to date, the City of Reno has been able to assist 8 low and moderate income homeowners clean and repair their properties. In addition to supporting our neighborhood pride, this program also plays a critical role in keeping some of our most vulnerable citizens with a roof over their head. Last year, we also joined together to open the new Early Learning Center at the Reno Homeless Shelter, which provides free childcare services in a safe and learning environment. Thank you to those partners. That means so much to those families. In creating healthy communities, it is vital that we care for our most vulnerable. And one way to do that is to make sure that our businesses and our development communities are thriving. They bring quality jobs and are critical partners in community charitable giving. In this last year, we have looked to eliminate inefficient and duplicated regulations that are troubling to business owners, and have also moved forward in amending outdated regulations to speed up development projects. I support innovative transportation models, pedestrian safety, and increasing walkability in all corners of Reno. These issues will also be a priority for me because they affect our children, our disabled veterans, and our seniors. Late last year, I learned about a woman named Colleen Danielson, who at 74 years old was living off of just $800 a month. She received a notice that her apartment building she lived in was being sold and tenants were facing huge rental increases. I went to Colleen's house. I knocked on her door, we sat and talked, and I gave her information that she could use to find a new home and to comfort her concerns. Colleen found that new home in November, but sadly, shortly after receiving the good news, she passed away. But Colleen's story inspired our community. A Reno resident heard Colleen's story and created a GoFundMe account to raise money to help our other seniors in Colleen's building to afford security deposits on a new place to live. Now, it's stories like these that make me so proud to call Reno home, but it also illustrates the work that we still have to do, and I know we can do it together. Thank you again for the opportunity to serve all of you and all of your families. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Council Member Delgado. Don't forget about tonight's social media hashtag SOTC Reno. Our next guest tonight is Bonnie Weber, who was recently elected to represent Ward 4, which encompasses North Reno, the North Valleys, and Stead. Bonnie served on the Washoe County Commission for 12 years prior to joining the Reno City Council. She works hard to make tough decisions for our neighborhoods, our city budget, and our precious lands of Northern Nevada. Her motto has always been unity in community. She works to improve transportation in our neighborhoods, create more accessible community centers for our seniors and families, and was instrumental in bringing a water park for our kids and grandkids to the North Valleys without using taxpayer dollars. Bonnie was appointed to serve as the liaison to the Recreation and Parks Commission, the Reno City Planning Commission, and the Regional Planning Governing Board. Bonnie has been married to Mike, a small business owner, for more than 35 years, and together they raised their family right here in the biggest little city. She is a devoted wife, mother, and grandmother. Matt, their 23-year-old son, works hard at 2 full-time jobs. Their daughter and son-in-law are both graduates of the University of Nevada, Reno, and teach in the Washoe County School District as elementary teachers, and their grandchildren attend Washoe County schools. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge welcome to your newest council member, Bonnie Weber.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Reno. As your newest Reno City Council member, I am really excited to be joining this high-flying team. My husband and I have been residents of the North Valleys for over 36 years, and as your Ward 4 representative, I look forward to lifting Reno up and to continue building innovative and responsible growth. For years, Ward 4 has been in desperate need of new amenities, and I have heard from many families about their desire to enjoy new restaurants, a retail center, family activities, and a movie theater and athletic fields that are updated and regularly maintained. I hope to announce in the near future a new civic center as well as a senior center in the heart of the North Valleys. Ward 4 residents deserve to have a sense of one community, individual neighborhoods coming together. Over the next 4 years, I pledge to help bring Ward 4 the latest and greatest amenities that can be used by all. Every neighborhood in Ward 4 is unique and offers something special. Take Stead, for example. Did you know that the Stead community got its name from Cronston K. Stead, a World War II pilot who crashed and was killed at the age of 27? The Reno Army Airport, built in 1942, was renamed to the Stead Army Air Base in honor and later renamed the Reno-Stead Airport in 1966. And who can forget the Ward 4's Reno-Stead Airport is home to the National Championship Air Races. The National Championship Air Races is the world's fastest motorsport. Who in the audience has been to the air races? I hope I see a lot of hands out there. They're just great, and it's one of my favorite times of the year. Did you know in the past 10 years, the Reno Air Races has drawn more than 1 million spectators to the event, and it's generated over $600 million for our region. Those are amazing things coming from Ward 4. And more than 2,500 volunteers give their time each year to help make the event take off and run smoothly. Volunteering is so important to well-being. This year, my hope for the city of Reno to partner with private entities and have great lead up to the 2019 air races. We'll host neighborhood cleanups in the Stead area and ensure a clean, welcoming environment for all of our visitors. This has been my dream. This evening, we are joined by the Reno Air Race Association's chairman of the board, Fred Telling, and CFO, Tony Logatata. Tony, please stand. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take a quick drink. Thank you so much. In previous years, I've hosted coffee conversations at the Sierra Sage Golf Course in the North Valleys. Just last month, the city of Reno helped me to launch the kickoff event, and it was a great success. Citizen engagement, as well as that of the neighborhoods, is a top priority for me. These coffee and conversation socials are held once a month, inviting folks to grab a cup of coffee, a donut, and ask questions in a casual setting. I enjoy meeting residents from every neighborhood, and I will continue to host these socials and encourage Ward 4 residents to attend. And speaking of community engagement, we cannot forget the Sierra Nevada Job Corps Center right there in Ward 4. We've been partners for many years, and I look forward to working together to create a stronger community. When we work together, we all succeed. That is what I look forward to in partnering with Washoe County and the private sector in order to solve some of the most complex issues that Ward 4 currently faces. It is time for us to bring amazing things to an already great community. With your help, I have no doubt that our neighborhoods will blossom, parks will be filled with laughter of children, and residents will feel a sense of pride in our community. Amelia Earhart said, "The most effective way to do it is to do it." I look forward to serving this great city of Reno. Thank you very much.
Keep the noise coming, ladies and gentlemen, for your newest council member, Bonnie Weber. Our next guest this evening, voters first elected council member Neoma Jardin to the Reno City Council in 2012. She represents Ward 5, which includes the Old Northwest, University of Nevada, Somerset, and Verdi neighborhoods, as well as parts of downtown Reno. Neoma is putting her more than 20 years of business management experience to work to help improve Reno's economy by making Reno the most business-friendly city in the West. She said, attracting new business to the region while at the same time recognizing and promoting existing businesses is incredibly important to me. Neoma served as vice mayor from 2017 through 2018. She sits on the Regional Transportation Commission Board, Truckee Meadows Water Authority, the Senior Citizen Advisory Board, which serves as a liaison to the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee, Special Events Subcommittee, and the Community Homeless Advisory Board. When Neoma's not working to improve the lives of all of our community members, including our most vulnerable, she spends her time with her husband, her 2 kids, and her adorable pup named Duke, all while continuing to kick cancer to the curb. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay loud for Council Member Neoma Jardin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was so kind. I think we need a 7th inning stretch. What does everybody think? How about we do this? I'm going off script. Brad, don't kill me. Everybody stand up, do a quick stretch, reach to the person next to you, introduce yourself. That's what you call reading the crowd, knowing the crowd needed a stretch. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. It really is an honor, and what a tremendous crowd. It's so exciting to see a packed house here to hear about all the exciting things we have going on. Tonight, we have celebrated so many great Reno people and Reno moments. Now it's my honor to share 2 of my proudest accomplishments as a Reno City Council member. Reno Works and the new Downtown Reno Partnership. First, Reno Works. Reno Works is a creative, caring partnership program between the City of Reno and Volunteers of America. For 12 weeks, homeless shelter clients work to clean up our parks, to clean along the river, to remove graffiti, and all while they learn financial management, the importance of teamwork, life skills, and most importantly, they learn that their city believes in them, and we are there to help them on their path to self-reliance and sustainability. I remember discussing the idea of this work program with Pat Cashell in 2015, and the need to do something more, something different. Skip ahead 4 years, and we've had 65 individuals from 10 classes graduate from the program. Those 65 individuals have moved out of the shelter into employment and into supportive housing. Just yesterday, our 11th Reno Works class began with another group of determined individuals eager to turn their lives around. It is also my privilege and honor tonight to announce that Reno Works has earned national recognition by receiving the DollarWise Innovation Grant for $10,000 from the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Secondly, I wanted to highlight the Business Improvement District, also known as the Downtown Reno Partnership, and their 13 wonderful ambassadors that work for it. In the past few months, our downtown ambassadors have worked with code enforcement and public works to remove 394 graffiti tags, retrieve more than 200 grocery carts, and provided direction to more than 1,000 visitors to our downtown. A large role of an ambassador is to interface with some of our most vulnerable community members and to build relationships and trust to help connect those individuals with services and shelter. In late December, two brave ambassadors saved a man's life when they found him suffering a medical emergency on the riverfront steps of City Plaza. What an incredible story. So if we all could give it up for our downtown ambassadors, their executive director, Alex Tatinsky, our leader, Cindy Carano, and everyone involved with the Business Improvement District. One of the great things about being a Reno City Council member is all the wonderful people you meet along the way and getting to know them and their inspirational stories. For me, one of those people is Nan Barta. Nan left an abusive relationship and found herself homeless, living in a tent, struggling with an alcohol addiction, and wandering the streets of Reno. Through compassion and caring, Nan entered the women's shelter and was introduced to the many programs there. Nan showed up at the shelter with little hope. However, she was encouraged by the VOA staff to submit an application for Reno Works. Nan took a chance on Reno Works, and her persistence paid off. But completing the program was just the beginning of the new life she had always wanted. With dedication and perseverance, Nan found the strength and the worth in herself to apply for a job with the Downtown Reno Partnership. Nan is now one of our ambassadors. Nan, like the other ambassadors, are creating a cleaner, safer, friendlier environment for downtown residents and visitors. I'm proud to say that Nan is here with us tonight. She has been sober for over a year. She's known to her colleagues and friends for her infectious smile and her dogged determination. Let's give a huge round of applause to Nan, all of our ambassadors, and all of our Reno Works graduates. Please stand. She's amazing, if you didn't already tell. I love Nan's story. You're welcome. I love Nan's story because it illustrates the positive impact of believing in people and believing that everyone deserves a second chance, and that together we can change our community and change lives. I'm very proud of these programs, and you all should be too. Speaking of downtown, it was a huge honor to partner with the Truckee Meadows Parks Foundation to open the biggest little dog park last summer. Yes. If you've not been, you need to go. Thank you to Sharon Elledge, the many fantastic donors, community partners, and local businesses that have helped make this project a reality for our four-legged family members. But we're also here tonight to honor our incredible local athletes. At the top of that list for me is Shay Hampton. Shay, a veteran who had to learn to walk and talk again after suffering a brain injury in Iraq, made us all proud when he earned a gold and silver medal in the most recent Invictus Games held in Australia. That's right. Shay has been a loyal participant in our Parks and Recreation Therapeutic Program. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the High Fives Wheelchair Rugby Team, the first City of Reno Paralympic sports program. I believe they're here with us tonight. Please join me in honoring Shay, the High Fives Wheelchair Rugby Team, and those who have given new hope to our injured veterans through sports and recreation. There are many amazing things happening in our great city. Yes, keep clapping. But there's much work still to do. And the Reno of today didn't happen overnight. It took more than 150 years. Our city's history is rich, and as we continue to write the next chapter of the Reno Renaissance, let's take a look back at some of the most iconic moments in Reno sports history. In this amazing video, generously produced by Nevada Sportsnet, we will see just how many wins Reno has had along the way. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the look back.
affectionately known as the biggest little city. When it comes to its history,
the city of Reno is in a frenzy as 15,000 fight fans swarm into the little town. This is the fight the entire boxing world has been waiting for.
impact,
Instead, it is Martinez with the win. Nevada has done it. Colin Kaepernick on senior night saying, I have to beat Boise. He has. The biggest win in program history. Mighty Boise has gone down. Nevada can celebrate.
an innovation on the world of sports, there's nothing little about Reno.
Down into the bottom, does he have the double cork? 1260, yes! So the man from Reno on his third and final run rolls the dice, Luke, and it comes up Yahtzee.
150 years in, the city has gone through a renaissance of unprecedented growth, and the talk of the town is the Nevada basketball team. Off to its hottest start and highest ranking in school history.
Nevada goes to the Sweet 16. The Wolfpack come back from down 22 in the second half. And they play on.
Over the next 8 weeks, Nevada will be in the national limelight with a new behind-the-scenes series produced by Stadium and Nevada Sportsnet called Running with the Pack, Tuesday nights on NSN.
Come on. Let's go, let's go. Come on. I got one chance. Gonna work hard. Wow, is that beautiful? Close to the rim. All the way. Got it. Till we make it. I got one chance. I got one chance. I got one chance. Gonna work hard. I got one chance. Gonna work hard.
And down the street, a decade-old ballpark continues to thrive.
In the air to deep right field. Towards the corner, it is gone.
The Reno Aces have enjoyed a successful 10-year run that includes a AAA championship and now share their home with the city's newest sports franchise. Combined, the two franchises have served as a model across the nation.
We are going to make what we believe is the first attempt in North American outdoor sports to switch a field over and play another sport on the next day.
The Aces were also trailblazers in the baseball community when they hired Emily Jansen as their new general manager last season, becoming the highest-ranking female executive in minor league baseball. And speaking of high-profile women, Reno is also the hometown to a Hall of Fame women's golfer, Patty Sheehan. The 1992 U.S. Open title was one of 6 major victories during a Hall of Fame LGPA career.
The Reno Rodeo celebrates its 100th anniversary this June, and it's still the wildest, richest rodeo in the West.
Nestled against the majestic Sierra Nevada mountains, locals enjoy world-class recreation right in our backyard. And the city has created numerous programs focused on this recreation, from veterans learning and adaptive programs to a place like Sky Tavern, which has served as a training ground for skiers and boarders for over 70 years, including an Olympic champion.
One of my favorite things to do is go back to Sky Tavern, go back to Mount Rose, go back to Alpine Meadows, the mountains that I grew up skiing, and ski with kids and just say, hey, look, I started skiing where you are skiing right now, and look how far I've come. Because I feel like at some point in their lives, every kid's going to get told they can't do something. They're not good enough, they're not strong enough, they're not fast enough. And people told me that all along. But the reality is I just never believed them. I just said, that's your truth, that's not mine. I'm not going to let that sink in.
Sports has been on such a rise in Northern Nevada. In September, we decided to launch a network dedicated to our area. Nevada Sportsnet. Now that's changing the game in the biggest little city.
Incredible video. What an incredible video tonight. Thank you to our friends at Nevada Sports Network. I want to see if we can do 3 quick chants before we move on with the rest of the night. I say wolf, you say pack. Wolf! Wolf! All right. I say vamos, you say azules. Vamos! Vamos! And the last one, let's go Aces! Well done. Well done, you guys. We want to recognize some other MVPs here in the building this evening from our fellow governments like Sparks and Washoe County. If you work with one of our fellow neighbors and are able, please stand so we can recognize you this evening. And now, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have tonight's main event. Here to share her game plan for 2019 and beyond, please welcome to the stage Reno Mayor Hillary Schieve.
How's everyone doing? All right. So are you impressed? All right. Okay, before we get the show on the road, we're not in overtime yet, so I'm going to let everyone get out of here pretty quickly. But first, there is someone really special in the crowd. Layla, where are you? Richard J. There you are. Come on over. Okay, so this is pretty incredible. I wanted Layla to come up really quickly because I heard that you can juggle a soccer ball more than 3,100 times without the ball hitting the ground. No pressure up here, by the way. There's only 500 people here. Layla, what do you think? You think you can do it? All right, show us what you got. Unbelievable! Good job. Here, come over here really quickly. So where do you go to school?
Lens Elementary.
And you're how old?
11.
And we can watch this on YouTube? Oh my goodness, impressive. You look like a future mayor. No, future soccer player. Anyway, thank you so much. That is incredible. She is just one of the many talented children that we have here in the Truckee Meadows. Please give her a round of applause. Give that to me. Thank you, Richard, from GBYSL Soccer League. Well, welcome, everyone. In the past few years, we've focused on powerful themes with our State of the City address, from air service, education, tourism, to the arts. As I look back at the last year and look ahead to 2019, I say we should keep racking up the W's. One of my all-time favorite quotes is by Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's exactly the mindset that cities must have when it comes to tackling the challenges that they face. So many of you may or may not know, certainly if you know me, I'm a super competitive mayor, and I hate to lose, and I won't let us lose. I grew up as an athlete, and that competitive spirit is with me every single day when I tell our city's story. But we cannot win alone. We are a team. Sports and athletics bring communities together. Wellness, vitality, and a shared purpose define team efforts from the locker room to the boardroom. From the very beginning, Reno has been defined by its risk takers, its innovators, its game changers. Home means Nevada, and I know Reno is the best city in the world. Sorry, Governor. And it's not just me saying that. It's no surprise that Reno was recently named one of America's top 10 best cities. Definitely no small win. And as you've heard from our council, we have one of the best rosters in our city. Just like any successful team, each one of them brings different skills, passions, and specialties. And in just a few short weeks, we'll be selecting another teammate. Are some of you here tonight? So the symbolisms and parallels to sports and teamwork are everywhere in the work that we do. 2018 was a perfect example of changing the game for our city and our region. Our reputation as a dusty gateway to the Pacific is long gone. We are now a hub and destination for all businesses, but our growing technology sector especially comes to mind. For example, Reno's become a drone zone. I was thrilled when the City of Reno and Flirty were selected by the federal government to be a testing ground with the FAA by beating out some pretty hefty competition. NASA and the National Institute of Autonomous Systems are also working with the FAA and the Reno-Tahoe Airport to discover ways to make planes, drones connect and keep our skies safe, making the entire nation take notice. Pretty amazing. It is, it really is. I just met with NASA yesterday. It's pretty amazing. Now, down here on the ground, a new company called Figure is bringing in nearly 250 jobs to downtown focusing on blockchain technology. It's the new wave of tech exploration that will help speed up our computers, our phones, and networks like nothing we've seen before, giving us a huge competitive advantage. And when we talk about more competitive advantages downtown, from our businesses to the bid to now bowling, after 25 years, a multi-million-dollar renovation and upgrade are taking part with a new agreement between the United States Bowling Congress and the RSCVA. Will Chad Murphy and Greg Moore from the USBC please stand and give them a round of applause? Stand up. There you go. And speaking of multi-million-dollar investments in sports, the mighty Lizards at TMCC announced this year $15 million investment in a new state-of-the-art sports complex and soccer facility. Wow, please give them a huge round of applause and welcome to their new sports director, Tina Ruff. Our casino properties continue record-breaking room nights and multi-million-dollar improvements as well, making Reno a true destination with big announcements from impressive national restaurants to esports to Top Golf. You heard me, Top Golf. Let's give the Row, Atlantis Casino Resort, the Peppermill GSR, Harrah's Whitney Peak, and the Sands a huge round of applause for their continued winning investment in the biggest little city. These wins mean we've gone from the silver rush to the server rush. Changing the game by advancing technology in our own city departments is critical. That is why the council approved $2.4 million for 2 upgraded fire engines and a ladder truck. This combination of general fund money, developer contributions, and grants are all what made it possible. The Reno Fire Department also responded with 155 firefighters to 54 different wildfires here and at home and in other states, all the while matching the same number of service calls as last year, more than 42,000. Pretty remarkable. So think about that. That is 5 calls per hour every hour for 365 days, okay? Think about it, amazing. Give them a round of applause. Meanwhile, the Reno Police Department succeeded in launching body-worn cameras, creating even more transparency. Not to mention the 2 grants from the Department of Justice awarded in the amount of under $2 million for reducing gun violence and opioid overdose outreach. Our very own police chief, Jason Soto, established the Reno Gun Initiative along with our regional partners from the FBI to Washoe County Sheriff's Department. It's notable to mention that our violent gun-associated crimes are down by 16% this past year with the help of those partnerships. And every year, I'm proud to say this council continues to put more sworn officers and firefighters onto our streets. They truly are our heroes. Please give these amazing men and women a huge round of applause. Just last week, we learned that the city of Reno was ranked #1 in job growth in Best Performing Cities report. Get this, overall, we jumped 26 spots in the ranking, the best improvement of any city in the country. I told you I was competitive. Once again, we are keeping our eye on the ball when it comes to city finances, receiving national accounting awards. I'm proud to report Standard & Poor's gave us another upgrade of an A+ bond rating, noting that our stability is a huge asset due to strong financial management and good financial policies. This has resulted in some of the strongest liquidity in our city's history. With this impressive game change, it has allowed us to increase our credit rating to refinance all outstanding bonds, including our train trench bonds, at lower interest rates, giving us a huge advantage to taxpayer savings. Now, this doesn't happen unless you have some of the biggest MVPs watching every dollar and every dime. So thanks to Deborah Lochner and our FAB board members. Please stand for a big round of applause. I know many FAB board members are here. Stand up. She's right there. So when I think of game changers and MVPs who get creative and counter expectations, I think of the Reno Aces, Emily Jansen. As the general manager of the team, Emily changed pro sports in our region. She's the highest ranking woman in all of minor league sports. Emily, please stand up as we applaud you. I love that. Amazing. Where are you, Emily? Oh, see, she's right. You got to stand. I'll wait. She knows I like to embarrass people. Stand up! Come on! We've had a year of success attracting thriving businesses to our region, but how do we keep them here? It's through our community. REI said that we were one of the best cities for getting outside for outdoors. National Geographic said our growing foodie scene sets us apart from anywhere else in Nevada. Sorry, Governor. I didn't know he was coming, so I just want you to know. He's such a good sport. No pun intended. Okay. That takes innovation, and that innovation must come from within. I can find no better example in athletics than Nevada football coach Chris Alt, Hall of Famer, conference champion, and true homegrown innovator. Coach Alt created and refined something called the pistol formation. No one had ever tried this unique offensive lineup. It revolutionized Nevada athletics, going from Mackey Stadium to the San Francisco 49ers, all because of this local innovator. Thank you, Chris. Give him a round of applause. So why do I bring up Coach Alt and innovation? Because the players, coaches, and administration right here were all that he had. Our challenges of competition force our hands to get creative, not to cut corners or to take an easy path, but to find an approach that seems unheard of. Coach Alt couldn't look to Boise State or to UNLV for help. He had to build from within. We can't expect saviors to come from Washington, D.C. We must call in our own teammates right here to forge our own success. We can't hide from our challenges. We can't deny that income inequality puts a strain on many of our neighbors. That's why this year we launched the Human Rights Commission, and we were also awarded a near perfect score on the Municipal Index. HRC will continue making Reno a warmer and loving place for all, no matter the life they choose to live or the person they choose to love. Please stand, any HRC members here tonight, along with our chair, Sean Savoy. Please give them a round of applause. Basic humanity and being good to one another can happen when people in policy meet. But when our team is down and broken, we've been fortunate to have incredible community health partners. Most cities in the United States can only dream about a new 120-bed facility built right here in the past year. I'm talking about Northern Nevada Behavioral Health Care Hospital, led by Steve Schell, who has never said no to our city when it comes to mental health and addiction sufferers. How about Northern Nevada Medical Center for their groundbreaking just this last week of the first standalone ER ever in our city and their new state-of-the-art hospital on the horizon? How about St. Mary's Regional Medical Center received national attention for their A-plus rating on excellence in cleanliness and care. They too are becoming MVPs by addressing our mental health challenges by the opening of their mental health specialty ward. Renewal is also bringing one-of-a-kind care with their incredible Children's Cancer Infusion Center. This allows those children a fighting chance to stay right here at home to receive life-saving treatment. Community Health Alliance and Hopes rises to the top with absolute gold medal accolades, offering some of the most critical services to those who need access to health care. Their work in our community is some of the most dire and notable. Without their care, our community would not survive. So please give a huge round of applause for Chuck DeWart, Sharon Chamberlain, and all of our healthcare providers that are here tonight. This continued success in healthcare is simply not possible unless we tackle the largest challenges we face, and that is housing. We are pressured at every level of affordability and income. In many ways, our region's successes certainly comes with its challenges. A median home price of $375,000 simply isn't an option for many people. We must continue to work hard to find ways for people to afford to live here. Just like Coach Alt did with the tools that he had, we must innovate from within. Just like our village at Sage Street, this council became innovative by forming a community land trust with local nonprofit, the Community Foundation. This would never have been possible without the hard work of the Community Foundation. Sage Street will bring in close to 200 truly affordable units to offer bridge housing options. So please give a round of applause to the Community Foundation, Jim Frommer, Partoles, Allison Gorlick, and Bill Thomas, who were all key players in making this win happen. Now, I saw you here tonight, so I know you did not stand. Where are you? Come on, Partoles, I saw you. See, there you go. These public and private partnerships are becoming essential to solve some of our city's biggest problems. Some of the most challenging problems for cities all across the U.S. are the lack of homeless services for our mentally ill and those suffering with substance abuse. This is an epidemic that every city is faced with, and sadly, many are losing the fight. But right here at home, we've done something that will finally give those in need a fighting chance, thanks to Washoe County and the City of Sparks with comprehensive plans to enhance our homeless services. This announcement of the new NAMS campus will truly bring something that the region has never seen before when it comes to caring for our homeless population. This is a perfect example of how governments can come together and create a true reality. And speaking of reality, I want to address something that I'm very passionate about, and that's our motel inspection team. 4 years ago, I went on a ride along with RPD to fully understand some of our biggest challenges in downtown Reno. I was shocked and disgusted by what I'd witnessed happening in some of our downtown motels. They were clearly taking advantage of people based on their addictions, mental health, and low incomes. Thanks to the hard work of team players Alex Woodley, this program puts boots on the ground inside and across the city in these units. Where are you, Alex? Remember, Alex? Remember the blood, sweat, and tears we went through? Thank you. Thank you so very much. We cannot allow substandard living for anyone, no matter what they pay in rent. I've seen the bed bugs, the filth, the mold, the neglect that these so-called landlords force onto people. Bad credit does not mean you deserve bad conditions. It's inhumane, greedy, and unacceptable, especially when they tout that they provide low-income housing at $250 a week. You do the math. That's $1,000 a month for a very small one-room space with no kitchen. I will not waver on this, and I will not cave to those taking advantage of our neighbors in desperate need. I hope I have made myself abundantly clear. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to stress that not all of our motel owners are bad players. I want to especially thank those who provide safety, affordability, and cleanliness to those living in some of our motels for long-term housing. Since tonight's theme is changing the game, one of the most impressive city accomplishments that I truly do believe is that we oversaw the creation of more than 1,600 affordable housing units. It's a combination of city funds, federal grants, and developers coming to the table. And in 2018, we had the highest number of residential permits issued in more than a decade, jumping 21% in the last 3 years alone. So why is this game changing? Because this will help stabilize markets and instability for many families and individuals. The city and our partners have been implementing a winning strategy to address these needs. It deserves much more attention than just tonight. So that's why I'm announcing that we will be holding a State of Housing address scheduled this spring. We will bring together our community to listen to what we've done, to share where we're going, and to hear from our experts. I encourage all of you to join us for this important conversation. Be part of our team. So tonight, as we reflect and look forward, I want you to think of the game changers and innovators in your life that challenge you. Because if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Become your own risk taker. I never want us to look back and say woulda, coulda, shoulda for our city, and nor should you. Think of the sheer audacity of what the Jack Johnson-Jim Jeffries fight meant and the risks involved. The fight of the century was 15 rounds of charisma and emotion when our city was emerging from the Old West frontier and onto the national stage. Those two heavyweights showed that athletic competition, like in our society, shouldn't be defined by the color of the skin inside their gloves. And it took something like that fight to begin to break down barriers more than a century ago. Reno should be known for its skill and its passion of its people, the smiles and new connections we see at food trucks along the river, the new artwork inspiring us in public spaces across the city, the high fives we give to fellow fans at Lawler Event Center after a Martin Brothers slam dunk. And how about Coach Muss's team and the hard work of Doug Newth's athletic department? We are off to the best start in school history, more than 100 wins. Not to mention the Wolfpack men's basketball team has been in the top 10 of every national poll. Oh yeah, did I mention that I was a competitive mayor? You, my friends, are watching history in the making right here at home. We are all creating the competitive advantage for Reno in the years to come. A stable and secure city budget, the pedal to the metal of cyclers along Center Street, a thriving riverfront district for vendors and restaurant owners, a place to live for people of all walks of life, a cleaner, brighter, and more loving Reno than ever before. Be a part of that vision with us. We want your passions to grow so you can become the next Emily Jansen, Chris Alt, Jack Johnson, Jim Jeffries, David Weiss, Shay Hampton, or even Steve Sisolak. I added him. Just kidding. The next part of Reno's great game-changing history is you. Good night. God bless. Mom, by the way, I want to mention you're my most MVP. I love you.
The 2019 Reno City Council.